logically assuming that you all want to go back home in the near future, whether it's in the next 5, 10, 15 years, wherever. I just wanted to get your opinion on how plausible is it?
The idea of moving back?
The idea of moving back. Is it...
Do you want to go forward with it? Because you're old now, so obviously
at least
you're older than us.
I'll finish. Basically,
you know, so we got time to make mistakes. You're out here. Soon people are going to expect you to pay council tax as well. So obviously.
Now, basically, I'm not gonna this topic.
Sorry, I'm 28, by the way, just to let you know. For anyone that wants to, I'm 28.
Basically, this topic's been about for time. Let's be honest. Like a lot of people, starting from especially like parents, always saying that. You know the same line the parents say like you're learning something for your country and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like or learn so you can give back to your country and whatnot. So that's more from the parents' perspective. I'd say it's a dream, but I thought at one point when I was younger, like when I was like 16, 17ish, and I'd seen the people around me, my friends and people that I knew at the time, I thought it was impossible because not a lot of people really spoke about going back. Not a lot of people were really into their culture, especially in school. Even it was even worse, innit? Whereas as we got older, we reached 18, 19, everyone became more open to the culture. Does that make sense? Like, everyone's more proud of the fact that they're Somali. People go back to the country and stuff. So
back in the days when people used to call you Somali, used to be offended.
Yeah,
like especially secondary school.
In secondary school, people used to get offended.
You're Somali, innit? You took that raw.
Yeah. What? Oh my. Me?
Straight away.
Exactly.
But now it's something to be proud of. Yeah.
Well, exactly. So the thing is, from that perspective, obviously, it's gotten better in the perspective of it. Like, obviously, moving back's gotten better, and more people have gone back to the country, learned the language, their culture, and whatnot. I mean, I got sent for a local sentence.
Local.
You know, you
that
got
was
sent
fraud. Do you know in England the fraud? They give you 7 years. Do you know that?
Yeah.
You got good behaviour. 6 years.
The thing is with moving back. There's a lot of people that always say it, but I've only seen a minimal amount of people that have actually moved back and made a life back home.
Yeah. I think. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. But I think it's what I like. I call it the like imperfect dream, in the sense of everybody has the dream of man's gonna rob this England, as everyone says, get a degree, absolutely torch student finance, and just dip without a trace and go back to Somalia and stuff. Like it's something which is very appealing because obviously they say in our country and stuff. No matter how you put it, have the red book, have whatever you want. This is not your country. They will come.
We're in Italy right now, so that ain't our country.
Their country.
Yeah.
Okay. In that country.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Forgot that. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying? So like, it's not our country no matter what we do. So like, everybody has this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But now when it comes to crunch time, like, it's more than just dreaming about doing it. There's a lot of like logistics that go into doing it, which does put a lot of people off because obviously living in England sets you up for that. The simple, work to 9 to 5, pay off my bills, that's it.
Yeah.
Type of life. And also another thing is, like, you can say it, but doing it is completely different, as you mentioned, because you've lived here for majority of your life.
Yeah.
You've become accustomed to this life. Like going to Somalia for a holiday is completely different than moving back there for life, or for a long period of time, or even having the intentions of moving back. Because there's bare different things you have to like think about. Like, I don't know, if you have children and stuff, are they going to be healthy there? Because obviously the different climates, there's fucking malaria and stuff.
There's a lot of like, there's a lot of different aspects into which we can talk about when like moving back. So we'll basically break it down one by one, for example. So the first one was, one of the main reasons why people want to move back is obviously the fact that we feel like it's our country. Like, we own this place, no one can say anything to us, you're the ones there. And the second one where a lot of people do, and this is probably the biggest factor, is the fact that you're moving back to a Muslim country. And most people say that so they can feel like they can pray without having to, you know, take a little break from work and whatnot. And like, it's a lot harder to keep in track of your salahs if you're living in the UK. It's just a small example, for example. And like, a lot of stuff like, for like Ramadan, you feel a lot more at home in a Muslim country than you'd feel in the UK.
Because okay, sorry.
That's one thing I want to ask. So if you want to live in a Muslim country or anything like that, you can always work in the Middle East or anything like that. But as I'm saying, you want to move back home, is it economically viable? you see, will you be able to sustain yourself over 10, 15, 20 years? Whereas in Qatar, the Middle East countries, you can get a job in your role in the field and live a comfortable life. Can that be said in Somaliland or Somalia?
Not gonna lie, I never thought the money issue was ever gonna be a problem for like us young people trying to move back. Because most of us, alhamdulillah, we've got degrees or we've got like something we're good at, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So finding a job there is piss easy. It's like you got a red passport with you.
It's like,
what is there jobs? That's one thing I want to ask.
Do you know, can I speak on this quickly? Yeah. Do you know how like your parents mentioned, the government's okay, obviously not your parents, because Somaliland already has a thing in it.
I'm dead.
But Somalia, but you get what I'm saying in it.
Yeah.
Somalia has like a government developing and stuff. So I think our parents see it as where our kids are Somali. They've been educated in England and places where like the education and stuff is well thought of and stuff. So it's almost like a shortcut to guarantee yourself a job.
Yeah.
Because in order for a new government to happen, people need to fill up roles. Now, our parent, my dad always like he's very patriotic in the sense where like, do your thing, and then there's easily jobs lined up because he thinks the minute like Somalia starts moving, like its government starts moving in a positive way, that us kids, us young people, young adults, will be the first people that will be offered these jobs. Right, whereas here, like, there's not that case. It's a complete different case because.
Funny enough, I was watching this little debate the other night with my mum in it, and basically it was so funny how it was so funny how
funny time of the month.
What was that? And basically it's like it was so funny because this was like some debate night in Hargeisa where people were arguing about how all the jobs are being given to people that are moving back from the UK and America, stuff like that, and like how they were saying, they're taking all our jobs. They're moving like they're moving like EDL and that.
EDL.
So basically, like that's
my first street.
Yeah. So that's the example I'm trying to make is that people there already like it's an example of people that already feel like people like us are taking their jobs. So every job there is being taken by us.
But then again, wouldn't that was going to negate a hostile reception if you ever go there? So European and North American landers or Somalis that are going back home.
Just say it as a collective.
Yeah, as a collective.
Somalis there.
Wouldn't you
so eloquently put it.
Yeah. Right.
Wouldn't you receive a hostile reception there? Because as you said, you are taking their jobs essentially. You are basically the immigrants and they're inviting you.
But that was a minority of people that were just arguing and like, debating it. But then most people don't really care.
I know, but then a minority could easily grow into a majority.
Can I say that's another issue about moving back? Now I don't know if when you've been back, obviously your language is better than most people because he's practically like a local person there when he goes back.
Apart from how I look, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah.
I get pointed out like that. I can't hear
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying in the sense of.
I just mean like that little light skin dude.
Yeah. But do you know what I'm saying? In the sense of the problem here is like we have this idea of this not being our country. We want to go back home. Now we go back home. People back home would be like, "Rob, these men are what?"
Yeah.
So it's almost like this complex where you're not from here, neither you're from there.
Yeah,
so that's a big problem.
That's a whole other issue though.
Because let's be honest, no one wants to live in an environment where they don't feel like they belong.
I think it's easy to. It depends on you as a personality if you want to just fit into their culture. Because if you go there and you still have like a westernized, should I say, a very westernized behavior, you'll stand out so easily like that. But most people just go there and they just fit in. Like I know a guy from Leicester who basically I don't want to name anyone or anything, but like he had a degree and everything, he was kind of struggling a bit here. And he moved back there, yeah? Imagine right now he has a school and he teaches over like 1,000 students by himself.
How old is this person, by the way?
In his late 20s. So he's an older, yeah.
Do I know him or?
No. He's from like Fields and that. He's not one of the Matthews niggas in it. He's from Fields.
Okay,
yeah.
So what, Borders now?
Yeah, Borders now. So
different
yeah.
areas. Okay.
So basically, that guy was a perfect example. He moved back, made a school. He's out here teaching people on like, he's got a school and he's teaching people online as well from other cities and stuff. So like, that's like a perfect success story, innit?
Yeah, for sure.
So what he did was he literally married a girl from back home, and he just, like went into their culture, became one of the people, that makes sense. So I don't think it's hard to fit in. when you go there. So it's all about you adapting.
I might have a different opinion to what you're saying.
With that as well.
Because do you want to go first, though?
I just believe that. So basically, if you're in this country, you're raised there for 15 years, whether it's in Holland, the Scandinavian countries, or
anywhere outside.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
If you're there for 15, 20 years and you become embedded into this culture, this Western culture, you grew up in it, it's going to be very difficult to break out a cycle back home. And it's going to be very difficult to adapt to that culture. You may still have hints of that culture, and you may not know what the culture is about, but fully adapting and integrating yourself back into your Somali culture is going to be very difficult. There are separate cases like your friend. Yeah. I'm not saying he's an anomaly, but I'm saying that those success stories will probably be few and far between. So what the big problem is basically integrating yourself from having that Western culture, Western lifestyle into basically integrating into back home. I think that's the biggest problem, and also with the economic stability. That's what I think is, and I just want to know what the solutions are and how will they approach that.
Now, what you said everything that I wanted to say, but like put it to an example. Say like one person that's never been back home so far. There are a lot of people who have been back home. Finally decides, do you know what? This is the final straw. I'm not living this -5 degrees weather. I'm out. I'm coming back home. Goes there and tries to integrate. Like your friend had it. Wouldn't say had it easy, but he had a path to do that.
He knew a bit of someone, so
so he could have done that. But for certain people, it might be a lot more different. Now, with economic instability, as you said, I'll be honest with you, Somalia and Somaliland, there's always, especially if you're educated, there's always opportunities to make money. Now, this might sound just retarded, like right, man, just saying you can make money, fraud. Nah, it's not a thing. You will literally, there's
jobs,
many avenues a person can take to make money.
But then again, one thing I also want to ask: if a lot of people decide to go back home, and wouldn't that become an oversaturated market?
Yeah, but then the more people that come back there will basically create a bigger market for the local people, like the shops, the restaurants and whatnot. Because right now, every summer, if you go to like anywhere in Somalia in the summer, the businesses are booming in the summer. Because there's random people, there's random people like just chilling in like all these restaurants, all these places.
Can we cut? We can edit it out.
We can edit it out.
We can switch up to you.
We'll go on his camera in for that.
For like a second, just alright, cool,
But so like a lot of people moving back, of course, will create like a competition, and there's like a lot of ideas that are being brought back. Like, for example, there's a guy that lives in the UK, for example, that brings back UK products there. So like furniture, and there's guys that basically make businesses in Japan to send furniture back home, and even paint, stuff like that. People have created ways of bringing stuff that Somalia doesn't have, but through our Western expertise to obviously improve back home and make a living out of it. Does that make sense?
For sure.
So it all depends on us, how we want to basically improve ourselves.
I think as well, as you said, saturated market. How many, within the Somali community, there's a lot of people that do similar type of things, but there's also a lot of people that do completely different things, like education-wise. They've learned stuff which not everybody has. There's a big variety between us as people. So if everyone goes back, there's multiple avenues for everyone. And also, some bit of competition is good if you think about it. It basically means you'll get the what's it called, cream of the crop, creme de la creme, best of the best.
That's perfect. So I want to ask just one last question just to round everything off. One thing I want to know is, when is the best time to go back home? So I'm talking about how old are you right now? You're 22.
We don't disclose age. we don't dash numbers out.
I'm over 18.
That's what I was.
But I'm in the 20s. That's it.
He's over 18 but in the 20s. So that's what matters,
obviously,
isn't it?
right now,
Alright. So when do you think is the best time to go back home? Would it be between 20 and 25? Would it be 25, 30 or 30 plus? Logically, I'm assuming it'll be much harder to go back home once you get married and have kids.
That's the whole dilemma I had, because I'll be honest with you guys, I'm dead.
That's the dilemma I had.
I have a dilemma where obviously because I spent a few years back home in it, so
Facts.
it's a goal to like. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it's more of a dream than a goal. Because a goal would be something that you know you can like
That's
proper
attainable.
achieve. That's ready for you in it. So when I say it's a dream, it means like one day if I finally move back, no matter how long it takes, I'll be happy in it, like to finally live in like where I grew up and whatnot. So age, perfect time to move would probably depend on your situation. Like you can't really put an age to it. Like so if you find a good job back home and you're ready to move, then you might as well. But I feel like if you go too early, the problem is no matter how much you love it back home, you're gonna end up missing the luxuries you've had
For sure.
in the UK. Does that make sense? So it's more of a balance of going when you're not sick of the going when you're not. How do I word it basically?
We're just not still in love with the West.
Yeah.
We're
So
not-
get tired of living here. So get to like 25, 26, and then move back.
But there's always stuff that will keep you here.
Yeah. But then the thing
Like
is,
what England bringing it home, World Cup. It's like,
nah, really,
Like-
they never bring the World Cup home. But my point I was trying to make was like, you mentioned kids as well, innit? So like, one other dilemma would be like, what's gonna happen for your kids if you move there, like education wise? And I always said to people, like when people ask me this question, yeah, the education is actually good, but the only issue is there's no qualifications. That's the problem there, innit? So like the qualifications isn't as like worthy as the ones here, innit? Unless they learn international GCSEs, innit? So it's all a balance of like what you want to do in your life, innit?
it is a massive just. It's like for every pro to something, there's a con that will meet you at a certain angle, a certain way. I don't know, but when you mention age, I really don't know. I mean, it'll have to depend on. Forget me starting a family. Exactly. So forget me starting a family. It'll depend on like how my mom, what they're at right now. Do you get what I'm saying? So my mom's reaching the age where more time she'll move back sooner rather than later. If it's not
Mom's
there,
already planning to move, you know.
your mom's gone, done deal.
Mom's done out here.
Done deal.
She's gone. Her gates are
She's
done.
done. Who's?
She's sick and tired of this weather, fam.
She did a thing, man. What's his name? Pulisic. Summer gone. Summer
Done.
finished. But you get what I'm saying. I think my mom's reaching the time where right now she's raised us and she's on a she's thinking about moving out. My dad's just a free spirit still. I can't lie.
I'm happy for our parents to move back there because that's their goal,
Exactly.
innit? They got us to this age and they just want to go back home and finally live in the sun, innit? Because this weather's no sun. It's not good for someone of age, innit?
For sure.
Especially if you go past 50 years old, -5 degrees.
-5.
We're not struggling now though, we're in Italy, innit? It's not -5 degrees for us right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're chilling. This guy's wearing a basketball kit.
We're at home. You're acting like I'm outside. We're inside. There's heaters. The cameras can't pick up. But you get what I'm saying. I think. I think that's probably.
Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, there's pros and cons to go back home. At the end of the day, it all depends on what your situation is and how quickly you can adapt to the Somali culture.
Yeah.
And
Let me be devil's advocate here. What happens if you don't go back? What's your plan then?
If I don't go back,
that's
then calm, innit? Like, just live in the UK, innit?
Swear.
Or probably in the Middle East.
Loki, I can't lie. I
In the
want to
Middle
just move quick.
Yeah, Middle East it is, isn't it? Somewhere that you can practice,
I think that's a big advantage of going to like an Islamic country, you know.
you don't want to go to the Middle East.
Nah, bro, it doesn't
Skin
matter.
color.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind being called. I mean, if they pay me that much money, or like them on a cake, you know what's that?
No amount of money is worth it. You think man's gonna be suited up for a monkey? Nah, I'm sorry, wallah.
No, but you know what it is though? Like living in a Middle East country or anywhere that's like that, you can practice your religion freely and feel like you're in a Muslim environment, which is good for your kids as well, good for your family and everything.
For sure.
It's an advantage.
I think it's amazing though. Because think about it right now, like I think, okay, I don't know the downright translation or word for word, so don't quote me on this, innit?
Yeah.
But I think it was said something like the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was asked, I'm not sure exactly what the source is. I don't want to dive into bid'ah right now, but it went along the lines of if practicing your religion becomes difficult in one place, move from it.
Yeah.
Go to a place where it's simpler to practice.
100%.
And obviously doing stuff here.
That's
certain people half an hour lunch break, eat duhur.
A couple of months run to Jum'ah, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
They have to munch, Jum'ah, everything.
And if you can do it, that's good for you. But I'm
sick and tired of it, bro. I'm trying to go.
I want a life like from 30 onwards, yeah, where it's just like you don't have to just like lick someone's bum.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Not
get by it. It's
do
literally
you get what I'm saying? Like,
to even pray, you have to basically be the manager's
yeah. You know, I don't want to do that. I want to be in a situation where just life's just at ease. Man's just obviously akid, you know.
But yeah,
what
I'm trying to say is
akid.
The plus side to moving back home is obviously the fact that you can do that. Plus, you're somewhere where you won't experience that racism that he was saying you'd experience in the Middle East. So it's somewhere that you'd feel like you're at home.
Are you sure though? Because it might not be racism itself, but you will face some form of discrimination.
Yeah. The only discrimination you face is someone trying to take advantage of your naivety. So someone sees that you don't know your way around, they might try and say like, you might go into a shop and they might tell you, oh, this drink is like $2 when it's $1. And that's a matter of you just adapting to the country.
You see,
so no, I wouldn't say that. I'm saying the point. It's almost like the locals' point of view. That's probably the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, but then what you need to think about, is if you're in the Middle East or in the UK or something like that, and like the discrimination you're facing is because it's kind of weird to say this, but it's their country. Does that make sense? Whereas if you're in Somalia, yeah, I believe that no local could tell me anything because it's my country too.
But then again, think about it. I could not go to Somalia or Somaliland.
You can go to Somalia.
You can.
Bro, there's Adam people going there. The minute I seen it in the Yara guy order Hilib Durwa. You're telling me you can't go? No,
you can't.
You can go.
Bro, I've seen Australians, I've seen some Chinese people. I've seen a Chinese guy wearing a Ma'awis sometimes.
But the Chinese thing, do you know Ma'awis originates from them side? Oh, I think they make it still.
I had, yeah. But you know what's mad? I've seen all types of people in like them and in Somalia, yeah. I was so baffled. You know, I even had like when I was a kid, I had an Irish neighbor. I used to call him David.
Imagine, do you know how confused I'd be? I look left, David. Or you,
what? That's what I'm saying. So if man like David used to walk around my area like it's nothing, you, Muhammad, your name's Muhammad, bro. You can easily.
Muhammad. I know we in the sun.
Listen.
Okay, Gobs.
Whoa. Gobs is flying about.
Okay, well,
we're gonna give out the whole of Qabila, like.
I don't look Somali. Even though.
You can get away with it.
You can get away with it.
There's a lot of Somalis that do look like you back home.
There's Somali niggas that be looking like.
I
don't want to say.
Oh,
when I start giving names, I would look like a fan in that one, obviously.
That's Scandinavian people.
No, like proper Somalis there, man. Like the curly hair.
Yeah,
the light skin.
All Somalis are of all colours and what's it called?
What did you say in Arabic the other day?
I remember some guy in Milan said to me, yo, what's it called? You don't look Somali. I was like, what? I said, yo, Somalis are of every colour in it. We got like dark skins and light.
He said it in Arabic so eloquently put.
No, I don't listen.
Somali.
Basically, the guy was baffled. He goes, do you know what he said to me? Subhanallah. He was so baffled the Somalis that look. But yeah, the point is, you can actually adapt easily. Like anyone can adapt. Yeah. So the question is, yeah.
You see that video of that Adan guy that was he chirping a Somali thing or something? I was bamboozled or like. Yeah, but I ain't got the reference with me right now. But it was fully say, hey, how was that? Or something like along those lines. He was fully conversating. I was like, yo,
man, like,
not enough, man. That was there.
So yeah, the thing is, right now, my last like kind of question for you guys is basically, do you think it's realistic for anyone who wants to move back? Not everyone. Anyone who feels like they want to move back to the country. Is it a realistic thing? Because the reason why I wanted to like have this debate and this talk, yeah. Is because there was a couple of weeks ago where on Twitter there was this big debate about how one guy said, I don't want to name him or anything in it. So one guy basically
what? Not even handles.
Not even handles.
I know the guy. Was he local? Or?
Listen, you asking too the question.
Is he local?
No, not local. Like the Quay sides.
Is he them people that just pick beef for no reason?
No. It was just a casual conversation in it, like on the TL in it. Right. You know what was there?
He doesn't brief us about these names and people before the thing. So all I hear is anonymous sources.
It's anonymous sources. Obviously, we're on camera and we can't be dropping out names. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the guy's point that he was making was that everyone that talks about this stuff is not really like, it's basically just talking shit. Basically, they're not real. They're
not about this work.
They're not about this basically. They're not real. They're not gonna actually go through with it.
I wouldn't say I fully agree with him. I think like having the idea of doing something, you can have the intentions to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, anything can come at someone. Now deciding to move back home is a big commitment. Very massive.
Bro, I don't even want to brag or anything. I might have lived back home, but I still feel like it's going to be hard for me to move back, because a lot of people that want to move back is because they went on holiday for like 2-3 months and they saw the nice life, innit? But when you actually move back like for a full time, you're going to get bored, you know that? You're going to get bored.
You're going to be tired of like do.
Yeah, you're going to get tired of like do, play like do and all that shit, innit? I'm not going to lie, when I lived there, I was a kid. When you're a kid, you just run around, you just throw rocks at people, you know. It's something like you just...
Yeah, casual Saturday afternoon,
you know,
throw rocks at people.
You know, casual thing.
Casual.
But yeah, so it's going to be a lot harder for someone who's never even tried, like...
I think if you have the intentions of going back, I'd say, like, obviously, it's not really advice because I ain't been through that, but fully, like, weigh out your options, see if this is the best thing. Yeah, exactly.
So just chill till the next episode.